So after your G initiation,
Man, stop. cut it out like a coupon, man. Stop that, man.
what was the next day like?
Who said J
yo.
Hood?
There you go. He didn't start it, son.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, the next day after the chain dragging thing, no, I'm telling you, my phone was off the hook, man. Like, people hitting me from everywhere, all over the place. Like, and at this time, not saying that I was the first person, but the viral concept was kind of new as far as with YouTube.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that joint went.
Yeah, it was.
Unless like I woke up. Yo, oh shit! What the hell? Yo, dog, you wildin'.
What year was
What the
it?
hell? It was like 06, 05.
Right. Okay.
You should have dropped a mixtape
Beg for mercy
Right.
was out at that
There.
time.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Right.
They're like, yo, you wild. What's going on? Like, I'm like, listen, man, I ain't gonna lie, it wasn't even supposed to come out. I'm like, damn, son, this is crazy. But I'm like, what I'm gonna do though? I end up getting booked to go overseas to Europe, Nottingham. I booked for like 6 shows over there. Gave me a little bag. I went over there, and I did a mixtape called Judgment Day, where
took shots.
my bad judgment.
Right.
I threw a couple shots on there. I did half the mixtape over there. Came back and finished it.
Right.
That's when I was doing the crazy videos, the gun video talking and all that. And you know what I mean? Like,
everybody masked up, all that.
yeah, you know what I mean? It was a bunch of crazy stuff that I look back at and be like, you know what, that was like totally uncalled for.
Right.
And
Because y'all was like 2
it was
blocks
the
away from each
emotion.
other.
Yeah, it was the emotion that got the
Right.
best of me and all that. But when everybody was called, I didn't really know what to say though, because I wasn't prepared for that, to be honest with you. I'm like, listen, man, like, because these are still people that I have love for.
Right.
Like, ultimately, like, it's like it's a disagreement, but when I first like left, and it's crazy, right? I wasn't aware that I was gonna go through half the things that I went through upon leaving them. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody warned you?
Nah, ain't nobody warned me about nothing. Like, the only thing I can say as far as warning, the one friend that stayed with them that was a producer, he kind of like gave me a different opinion as far as saying that I shouldn't go about it the way that I was doing it. And now I'm a man enough to be like, yo, I totally ignored that. Because I'm like, listen, nigga, you're trying to take the non-confrontational approach when that approach never won a war. You're like, you know what I'm saying? I can't let these niggas think I'm some sucker nigga. Like, you could do anything you want to me. And now that was the mentality that I had. You know what I'm saying? And
The time to draw that line in the sand was when the 60 grand disappeared.
right.
Like, not now.
Absolutely.
Right. You know what I mean? When the money start going left, that's when you have those kind of conversations.
But you got to understand, the sins of the father fall on the sons. He's with three individuals who went through a similar situation, and you saw their reaction. So why would you expect him to move any different?
Oh, no. Because we see what it took for those moves to become effective. And maybe you learn from your father's mistakes. Every father does. You say all the time, the goal of having kids is to give them a better life than the one I had, so they don't have to do the shit that I had to do.
Right.
Told myself I had to do, went through, et cetera, et cetera.
Sounding good. But my son still be like, nah, Dad, I want to find out on my own. And I'm like, hey,
Experience is the best teacher.
You know,
I mean, I had to look at things
I
from
can't
a
control it.
from a
Experience
sense
can be
of
the
like,
worst teacher.
Yeah.
it was unbelievable to me, to be honest with you. Like, even when I found out, you know, what dude told me about the 60 grand, I still didn't believe it. It was unfathomable to me. It's like, I can't.
There's no way that happened.
Yeah, it's no way these people that I call my big brothers, like, because it's deeper than just a label. I'm not like someone that jumped aboard entity that got started already and was already in motion. Like, no, I helped contribute and I co-founded this establishment.
You put the bricks down. You laid the
Put the
foundation.
bricks down. You know what I mean? So it's like, they ain't do that. You lying. Like, so he looking at me like I'm from Jupiter. When I told him like I don't know what he talking about, he like, huh?
Did you ever see proof that it actually happened?
I did not. The only thing I did see was something in my taxes that I was responsible for paying back when it didn't make sense mathematically.
So you had to pay back the $60,000?
No, taxes on the 60.
Yeah, not
You had to
taxes.
pay the taxes on it.
Yeah. That means that the money was
No,
allocated
that
to
it
him.
was given to him. He had to pay the tax.
Right.
I know. Yeah. That was the proof.
Did your accountant ever say where the money went?
What you have to understand also is that it was their accountant first. So they had way more funds with him, and they had a relationship with him. So he's not gonna say certain things to me.
Oh no, I got it when you said he was their accountant
it's a
first.
conflict.
You could have stopped right there.
And what else was a conflict of
Yeah.
interest? Also from the jump, and I wasn't like sharp enough to pick it up because I was so like more so caught up with just getting out there. I had a manager of my own when I first like entered the agreement with him. I let them influence me to fire him and hire one of their friends that they grew up with as my manager.
Right.
So ultimately that contributed to them having more leverage and control over me. And I seen it like afterwards, after the fact, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, they wanted to have him as my manager so they could have more control. Not saying that they know bad guys, they're great guys. I still love them to this day, but I'm just saying what it was.
Yeah,
Right.
Pawn self, do you think maybe sometime, right, that they might have felt like because they awarded you all of these things that people would die for in the corner, that they felt like whatever they took was kind of theirs?
You're due.
Like, yo, you know, because some
turning the
people look
lights
at
on.
it like that. Like,
Yeah.
yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm up. Nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? Even for myself. But you know, some people in their mind, they think that, yo, I'm up. I'm giving you an opportunity. Be grateful with that, regardless of what I do. There's some people that have that effect. You know what I'm
Honestly,
saying?
I don't know. Maybe.
But realistically, with the
Stealing,
situation
stealing.
that he was
That's
in,
stealing.
and then somebody
That's
said,
stealing.
"Here, give this
That's
to him."
stealing. That's stealing. You can't take that.
There's no way to
That's a special
justify that.
situation.
So when you
But you know
eventually
how
had
people
the
be like, yo, I put you
conversation,
on.
Okay.
Unless,
Okay, see,
unless, bigger, unless they spent it on him. And I'm
But
not
he
saying
had-
I'm not
Yeah, and
saying
that's
I'm
why I
not
asked
saying
about the
I'm not
producer.
saying it's not right, because he's been Math has been talking about the producers since we started. 20K out of a budget don't pay for the names you talking.
Oh, no, definitely.
Yeah,
60K might put a dent in some of it, and if I got a lot of it off the arm, maybe that 60K turns around. You know what? You held me down.
Not to
Yeah.
mention, I didn't even tell you guys the features that I had on the album. I
well,
had Chingy on the album. This is like in the era when he
When
just dropped the
Chingy was
right
right
there,
there,
yeah.
right.
Hotel and all that. Like he
Yeah.
was triple platinum at that time. I had Chingy on the album. I had David Banner.
Shaving the-
MOP was in the process of doing a joint for me.
Wow.
Like I was trying to get in contact with MC8 to do a hook for me. Like I was trying to do some like real hip hop, vintage type of thing.
All I hear is cha-ching, cha-ching,
Cha-ching, cha-ching,
Bow Wow.
cha-ching, cha-ching.
You got to pay for this, yeah.
cha-ching.
Or maybe it
So
was
at that time, I was.
Which
No,
that
it's
it was a
money.
bar-
some
Yeah.
barter, like instead of 5 to
Yeah.
10, I'll give you 3.
Or maybe it was just like,
Like-
I'm going
like
to give you a
right.
feature from Kiss. So
But what happened was with this though, right? They was trying to, they was using the hood nigga mentality, trying to hold, not saying it's wrong, but they was trying to hold on to as much of the budget as they could and try to exchange those verses for favors. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And leveraging their power. Like, you know what? I'll do this for you if you do this. Or I'll give you this. If
As
do
you
this.
should.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's how a lot of that worked out.
We can't get over the fact these dudes learned business from who
Puff,
they learned
on the fly.
business from. Exactly. It's not hard to imagine that the way they did it was the only way they knew it was possible to be done and successful.
That's why I can't fault them. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's why, like right now, present day, I don't place blame or have the victim mentality. You know what I'm saying? I could just give you my perspective during that time and give you my perspective right now as a grown man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like them growing up and dealing with Puff, I say our situations were different for the simple fact that, you know, at least like I always view their situation differently than the average person would view it, because everybody was like, "Oh, Puff jerked him." I never looked at it like that. I looked at it as your lawyer jerked you for letting you sign a deal like that, because he's the person responsible for telling you if the contract is okay for you to sign it or not. So at the end of the day, my perspective was the lawyer jerked him.
Right.
So you know, with Puff, at least he allowed them to come out with a retail album. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he put them on major tours, major records, and set them up for success and put them in a position where they're able to be successful.
Well, we
with them, they
can't lose.
failed to do that with me
Puff
because
set us up properly.
yeah,
Right.
I never put a project out. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm eternally appreciative of the fact that they put me in a position to be heard majorly on a mixtape level and to get my name out there more than it was already. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. But I wasn't allowed to display my talent on a global level with coming out with an album. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just never happened. And I'm going to tell you, at one point, I spoke about it on my vlog series called Tales from the Hood. When Freaky Ziggy dropped his album, I knew it was time for me to go. No disrespect to Freaky Ziggy. That's the homie.
I mean, is that a pause moment? Is that pause?
Nah, real talk. Like,
Is that pause?
that's real talk.
I'm just saying.
Nah,
Do
that
you
album-
get pause
that
there?
album was
I'm trying to figure out.
That album was hot, though.
Look, I say that because he's not the rapper of the
Freaky
rap.
Zeke album
Right,
was hot, but I understand what he
So he
means.
can rap for me, and I didn't.
Your
I
man
didn't hear
shit.
it.
Hold on.
I thought he was saying like,
It's time for me to
He
sit
said,
down,
hold
man.
on.
I gotta sit down.
Hold on, man. Yo, shout to Freaky, shout to Freaky.
Yeah, but yo, when
Yo,
that happened, in my mind, I'm
you
like,
was
oh,
like,
it's time for me to cartoon legs
something
at the
wrong
bottom with this
here.
roll shit.
Freaky Zeke, you just dropped this joint. Something wrong.
This nigga didn't, hold up. This nigga done got locked up, set up, did some time, and came home and dropped it for me.
Damn.
I got skedaddle, man.
No, so I'm curious.
He said
Jay Hood.
I
skedaddle.
gotta do this.
Jay, have you talked to any of these brothers?
Yeah,
That's the next question.
let's get to it.
That's
Look,
the next
so-
question.
All right, so after all this went down, now it wasn't like this thing went on for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like this wasn't no like, I'm not gonna call it beef, because if it was really beef and we wanted to do something to each other, it would have happened. Like I stayed like literally 6 blocks away from where they hung out at.
Right.
So if somebody wanted to do something, it could have happened. I could have, if they want to do something to me, they know where I lived at. I want to do something to them, I know where they hang at. It was never them wanting to do something to me or me wanting to do something with them. Sometimes it was more so the people, the young niggas trying to impress them niggas. So like they would be trying to catch me and my niggas slipping. We'd try to catch them slipping. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
entourage.
by the grace of the universe, nothing ever happened. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Thank God for that.
So
Right.
after all this, you know, the silliness, you know what I'm saying, like took place with me throwing out the crazy, stupid diss tracks and me just being emotional and voicing the way I felt publicly. It took me a minute to really come to the realization that, yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie, you're being viewed in the light that's not really who you are. Like, you know what I mean? Like you didn't express yourself the proper way to the public to let them like really empathize with you and feel like where you was coming from. Like they, first and foremost, they're gonna automatically side with the people that been around longer and have more fans.
Yeah.
So what you're saying has to 1,000% make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you fail to do that. So I'm like, you know what? Now I have a like kind of a black cloud over my head and people are looking at me in a certain light. I'm
They
like,
hit you with the disloyal.
yeah, it's like certain things start happening.
Disgruntled.
Right. When I'm like disloyal, it's people that was with me, that's with them. Like people, I'm like, the backstory just is crazy, but I can't like say certain things because at the same time, even though I was throwing out the senseless diss tracks, I still was trying to protect their image somewhat because it's not like I was doing that and then I'm letting people talk about them that, like if you come around me, like I can have my beef with the big bros, but if another nigga come around talking about them, I ain't letting that fly. You feel me? So it's like, it was never, no, I'm just hating on them niggas type of shit. It's some personal shit that's going on with them.
Right.
So after all this shit took place, I'm just like, yo, you know what? This shit is silly. These are the big bros, and I expect them to like be like, you know what? Let's just talk about this and smooth things out. But it didn't happen for whatever reason. So let me take it upon myself to be the adult and go to them as a man. So after a few years went by, I'm like, you know what? Let me do this. I went to the nigga Kiss block, looking for him. He wasn't there. Niggas looking at me like they seen a ghost though when I popped over there. Like, oh, something like, where the nigga Kiss at? Yo, he ain't here. Tell that nigga I put up. I end up hearing the nigga Kiss was gonna be at Sue's Rendezvous in the Ville. That's the hood. That's the backyard. So
Right.
we went to Sue's Rendezvous. The nigga Kiss was there with like 5, 6 of his niggas. I'm there with my niggas. I end up seeing him. I go up to him and shit. I say what's up to his man, his best friend and shit. We talking. I see Kiss. I'm like, yo, bro, what's shaking? He like, nigga, I heard you came to the block looking for niggas. I'm like, yeah, nigga, I had to holler at you, nigga.
Right.
He just started laughing and shit. I'm like, nigga, yeah, nigga. He like, man, I'm like, oh, listen, man, like, from the heart. Listen, I apologize, bro, for my part that I played in this whole situation. You know what I'm saying? This could have been handled way differently. and I owe you guys more respect than I showed y'all. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how I thought the situation was, you guys gave me an opportunity to, you know, prosper on some level and, you know, be successful. So I apologize. You know what I mean? That wasn't right.
Right.
He like, listen, it's love, man. Niggas love you, man. Nigga, like, come to the block, come to the lag, come holler at niggas. I'm like, it's all good. Shook, gave him a hug, and they gave me a shot, took a shot. He went to VIP, I went my way. Like, you know what I mean? And that was that. After that, I'm like, this isn't gonna be enough. I have to finish it. After that, I went to the studio. Now this is Dolo. I went to the studio alone. I'm like, let me go over here, Dolo. Walked up. Now they got niggas that wasn't around when I was around, that's around now. You know what I'm saying? So niggas see me through the camera, niggas open the door, they come to the door, niggas like, they don't know, the reaction is like,
what's going on?
yeah, they like,
right.
Now let them in. I go in and shit. I talked to each of them individually. I spoke to SP first. I'm like, yo, P, listen, I want to holler at you. Matter of fact, as soon as I walked in, I'm lying. As soon as I walked in, Sheik sitting in because we had these different rooms in the studio. First was the A room. Sheik sitting in the A room and SP in there. I go in there, they looking at me. Luke's like, and this is exactly what he did. He like, what's up, bud? I'm like, yeah, I want to holler at y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, P, let me holler at you. Holler at P. I'm like, listen, P. Yo, bro, y'all niggas is my big brothers, you know what I mean? Like, regardless of what happened, I love y'all niggas, you know what I'm saying? What happened was unfortunate. I wish it never happened. It didn't have to go down like that. I wish we could have resolved things, and things could have definitely been resolved differently.
Right.
And I apologize for my part that I played in this shit, you know what I mean? He like, listen, man, you ain't got to apologize. He like, it is what it is. He like, man, listen, you good. Niggas love you, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit happens. That was the exact word. Shit happens, my nigga. Like, you all good. Hugged on it, told each other we love each other, and that was that. And then I went to Luce, like, yo, Luce, let me holler at you. Pull him to the side.
With that 60,000 niggas. No,
Right. Another nigga would have said that, though. Well, I'm like, you know what, let me just holler at you, man. Pull him to the side, and then he was more interested in knowing why I singled him out in the whole ordeal.
Right.
But I didn't really get to say everything that I wanted to say to him about that topic. Because you know when you by yourself, you kind of like map everything out that you're going to say to a person when you already know, like, you know, I'm gonna say this, but you forget certain things when they actually go down. So we talking, and I'm telling him, I'm like, listen, bro, I love you, nigga. Like, y'all niggas gave a nigga opportunity. Y'all seen something in a nigga, like, you know what I mean? All that shit, but nigga, you know why I singled you out, nigga. This shit is yours, bro. You feel me? Like, the fans think one thing, but I know the real, nigga. Like, nigga, you got the last say so with everything that goes on as far as this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I said, nigga, you know this shit was sincere because it took me so long to come to y'all niggas and say what I'm saying to you right now. Because I didn't think I was wrong, bro, at all. I said, regardless if you niggas are wrong or if I'm wrong, we both wrong, nigga. I don't care about you being wrong because I'm telling you niggas right now that I'm taking full responsibility for this shit. You know what I'm saying? And the end result was, yo, I love you, my nigga. I love you too. And we shook on it.
So you never asked them where that 60 racks went, bro?
I did.
How did he respond?
Yo, Sheik, pull up, son. I need to know. Where that 60 racks went. I'm curious. I need to know. We want to know.
That shit got bust down like a Lucy, man. You know where it went.
I don't know, but we don't know that. We don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas chop that up like karate.
Did they apologize to you?
Yeah, we apologize to each other. Yeah.
So he apologized for the 60,000.
I mean, not specifically.
He apologized all
He apologized for his part that he played.
Let me tell you something.
It's a monetized apology.
When it come to groups that have no blemishes,
they the only one.
They are the ones. You're the only blemish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As far as like, what really happened there?
I wish it could have been different.
You dig what I'm saying?
Because we had something beautiful. The energy that we created can't be duplicated. It can't be like redone.
They've never taken another artist since then.
Yeah.
They've tried actually, but it's like the energy can't be recreated.
But it's never the same push.
They got two artists.
It's like I'm a stand with you.
They also have bullies.
But it's never. He's only 15. You know what I mean?
Nobody got the cosign for all three of them.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
And for him to get co-signed by all three, can't take that from that man, bro.
But at the same time, it's like, Friendships in business. Man.
Sometimes it's ugly.
It's sticky, bro.
But what's crazy, right? Like
It's sticky.
what I like had to see, and I had to like literally like see this, because like I told you like earlier in the conversation, like I was under the mindset that people would respect and accept truth over everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's me being naive, like, you know what I mean? These fans don't care about that shit. So it's like, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna tell the truth, and these niggas just gonna side with me, and it wasn't like that. So I had to be like, no,
because
nigga,
the truth becomes subjective.
right.
Ether beat.
And this is the locks that we speaking
Ether
about.
beat
Like, this nigga,
super ugly.
You a brand new artist, and this is the locks.
That don't tell you something.
The truth
That'll tell you something.
subjective.
Huh?
The way you saw
Ether
it,
beat super ugly.
Yeah.
the way you saw it versus the way I saw it, you know what I'm saying? There's your side, my side, and the truth. In the middle, you saw things from your lens, but
Right.
you was also a kid.
Right.
They saw things from their lens, but they were also groomed by Puff to do business a certain way. And I don't even know if either one of those things are a factor because I wasn't there.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Nobody was there. Who knows if your mind as a kid is the reason why this happened? Who knows if their training under Puff is the reason why this happened? Or maybe the attorney, or maybe the accountant.
That's why I'm saying it's a
Who
collection
knows?
of a lot of things. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no,
Because
this is
it's
wild.
like the things that I was dealing with, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I was the first person to say that I could have dealt with a lot of what happened differently. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just dealing with stuff as a kid, not only new to dealing with fame on the level that I was dealing with it at that age, but you know, my mother being diagnosed with liver disease and then later being diagnosed with cancer, and me being the man in the house and dealing with someone with autism and having to like provide for everyone in the crib. It was like, yo, dude, I have all this responsibility at this young age, and I have to like deal with or have to watch people like possibly stealing funds from me that I'll call family and like different stuff. I'm like, this is a lot.
So when you tell that story to your peoples, it's almost the fuel to be angry at them. Because your people's not gonna understand.
I don't want that.
No, those my niggas, they you know, I'll find out where whatever. They're gonna be like, nah, they doing the wrong thing.
But that's when you can see the generosity in me. Like I'm like, and that could be a fault of mine also. But I sit here and really champion that and preach that. I still love them though. They good dudes. But sometimes good dudes do not so good shit. And just because you're nice lyrically doesn't make you nice as a businessman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's not a crime. It's just like reality. You know what I'm saying?
It takes time to learn also, man.
Right, and unfortunately, I was the person that they had to learn on. And after me, nobody was ever put out from that imprint.
Morals in business and morals in personal is two separate sets of morals.
Right.
Which is super unfortunate, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
That shit be spilling over into each other though.
Constantly, but that's when the messy shit kinks. That's when it starts getting messy because you expect me to do X, Y, Z as your man. Right. As your boy, you expect me to do X, Y, and Z.
But it don't make sense.
A, B, and C, none of that shit makes sense. The thing you
Business-wise.
want me to do, A, B, and C, yo, you're gonna bankrupt me, bro, and you don't even see it. And I have no guarantee that X, Y, and Z is gonna pay off, except for family. That's the only ROI I got is that you my man, and this is something that you think I should do. And A, B, and C says, bruh, your accountant will murder you if he finds out you spent this to do that on that.
I'm gonna tell you something real, man.
Gets messy.
Now, let's be 1,000% transparent here. During the early 2000s, it was like 3 to 4 major crews that were like, I'm not gonna say like running the whole mixtape circuit, but were running the mixtape circuit.
Right.
You had D Block, Dipset, G Unit, and State Prop. You feel me? Niggas was killing the mixtape.
Rockefeller, yeah.
Everyone from each of those entities, as far as artists, dropped the solo project. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about everybody.
Right.
Dipset, like all these people. And now, in our eyes, and this is how we were viewing things, I'm talking about internally. Like they was telling me, listen, Banks is your competition. Jewels is your competition. You want me to compete with these guys that are being set up properly, not only monetarily, but these niggas are coming out with retail product. I can't compete with these niggas. I could try to rap and make it sound good and try to rap with these niggas, but first of all, financially, I'm nowhere near these niggas. You know what I'm saying? So I can rap all day, but me knowing the truth within myself, I know I ain't nowhere near these niggas, but I'm trying to make our imprint look good. So I'm like, listen, man, put me in a position where I'm actually in the position to really say something to these niggas. And me and Sheik was about to, actually, we were about to get in a fight one time in the studio because of that.
You gonna get in a fight with Sheik?
It's me, Sheik, Super Mario,
Not
my
a good
former
idea,
manager.
my guy.
Listen,
It's not a good idea.
listen, my former manager
Right.
and like P, we all sitting down, we're having the same discussion.
Right.
He's like, listen, Jewels is your competition. I'm like, nigga, Jewels is your competition. I said, nigga, that nigga's the vice president of Dipset. I'm just an artist over here, which means I have no say-so. Like, I have no power, my nigga. If you empower me and give me the proper position for co-founding this, nigga, it'll be different. But as of right now, I'm just an artist. Man, that label shit don't mean nothing. Like, they could call him the vice president. That shit don't really mean nothing. I'm like, actually, it does. When that check come in, it's going to be a different type of check. Right. So that's your competition, my nigga. And he wasn't really feeling that.
He wasn't feeling it.
So after a while, he was just like, listen, man, he kind of made it about the way I was saying it. He like, so what you saying, though? I'm like, what you mean what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? He like, I'm saying, like, you saying that like you want to fight or something. I'm like, this nigga trying to thug me, my nigga. I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, yo, man. I'm looking at my old manager.
She pull that old Brooklyn shit
Yeah,
on
he pulled some Brooklyn shit on me. I'm like,
He's
yo,
like, I'm
man.
saying, why you saying it like that, nigga?
Yeah. I'm looking around, man.
Why your
I'm
chest
like,
poking out, my
this
nigga?
nigga trying to thug me in here, man. I looked at Superman. I'm like, that nigga's gonna let this nigga talk to me like this in here, man. Are we supposed to be speaking civilly about some business?
Right.
He like, nah, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, why I'm saying like, you saying like you want to fight?
I gotta ask you, Hood. Did your head get too big after a while?
No.
Keep it 100.
No,
man.
I'm keeping it a whole
Keep it
1,000.
100.
I'm keeping it 1,000, man.
Keep
was
it
none
at
of that.
1,000.
1,000.
You got
man.
a smirk on your face.
I'm smirking because I can't
like,
really say
yeah, nigga, I was in there like, I'm the
really-
best nigga in the group anyway.
Nah, no, I mean,
You ain't nothing
my nigga,
about
I was
David
never on no
Ruffin.
Eddie Kane shit. I was never Eddie Kane. man.
Jane! Right.
I was never that.
You was never on that. You was
I was
never on that.
never on
All right,
that.
cool.
Yeah, so he like, nigga, you just saying it like you want to fight. I'm looking at him like he just ate drunk a milkshake with some alka-seltz in it or something. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
Fight you? I'm like, nah, man. So I got up. I'm like, yeah, I'm out of here, man. Because nobody saying nothing. Y'all just letting this nigga say whatever you want.
Right.
I got up and was walking towards the door, and SP grabbed me. He like, man, just finish the meeting, bro. I'm like, man, y'all niggas letting this nigga talk like this? He like, just finish the meeting. Sat down, and we finished the meeting. But that topic was kind of like, it didn't sit well with him.
What made you think they was your friends?
Because I was around them. I'm not going to say friends. They was just like big brother figures, you know what I mean?
What made you think they was your big brothers?
Because they were people that I would say I admired. I was around them since I was 13 years old. So if you're around somebody from 13 to 14 years old at that age, and they're the people that you view or seeing as the most successful people that you ever seen in the field that you're trying to enter, and they're doing certain things for you, they're giving you clothes, buying you things, like letting you be around them, school.
You and him
certain
as
things.
brothers, right?
Yeah.
Would y'all have any relationship with like what you describing?
Oh no, our shit is nothing like that.
But
Because we learn.
But y'all are brothers.
Yeah, we
so.
learned from that anyway, but like it wouldn't be like that, period. But
Right.
he was around for all this. Like he
No,
was,
what I'm making a
what
point
Big's saying.
is that
Is
you and him are brothers.
Yeah.
The relationship you share, how could they be your brothers if y'all don't share the same relationship? Because what I want for my brother wants for me.
that's the ideal ideology that a brother really supposed to have. Like, you know what
That's
I
a real brother.
mean?
Anything else wouldn't be a real brother. When we say friends, then I just keep hearing you say they're your friends, they're your brothers. And I don't know the situation, but my friends, my brothers,
Wouldn't do that.
we don't even, yeah.
So it's safe to say maybe
Same.
maybe the mentality that I had at the time.
It could have been just
wasn't-
business.
You're a kid,
Yeah.
bro.
It could have just been
You're a
business.
kid.
Could have been business.
Everything
Could have
we
just all
talk
been
about,
business.
everything. He's absolutely. You're a kid. You're a kid. You
Right.
are a kid. We keep skipping over that. You had a
Word,
lot of
yeah.
responsibility.
put the
I'm
word
putting
on it.
because I'm putting myself in the time frame we're discussing.
Right.
He's a kid, bro.
He was a
He's
kid, child.
What else would you see
Sad
it like?
Nah, as you say that too, we was speeding, and it was
Yeah.
so much going on at the
Sad
time.
shit.
It was so much going on at that moment, so much
Yeah.
to
Facts.
the point that he got frustrated, and I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, my nigga, slow down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he like, fuck it. The hood had this mentality, fuck that.
Oh yeah, when shit was going down, he actually told me to, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, I don't know if we want to go at these niggas. I'm like, listen, I hear you, but bro, these niggas trying to punk me, my nigga. Like straight up, my nigga. And I ain't letting
Thoughts of a kid.
So it was. Do you feel like
It was me trying to poke my chest out more so. That was what it was at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, no, these niggas put me in a corner. And I got this from these niggas though.
I hear what y'all saying, but at the end of the day, if somebody sits across from me and say, yo, yeah, I'm hoping that 60,000 help you out.
Yeah,
that's the part that I can't get
I
back.
can't. Me either.
That's the part that's just gonna replay in my head all day.
I'm stuck right there.
Here's the thing: no one is asking anyone to move past that part.
Keep
Nothing I'm
right
saying
there.
means ignore $60,000 from Alan Grumblatt that was supposed to go directly to you that you ended up paying taxes for after the fact. Like,
That's criminal.
Did you ever mention that to them?
No, he said
No, he said no.
He never spoke to them
But
about that.
Why? Why did you?
Because he said it wasn't the first time it happened.
Yeah, it was a bunch of stuff that I was like, you know what? This didn't happen, this happened, this didn't happen. I'm like, there's just a lot of shit.
And on top of that, niggas supposed to have another meeting. He was actually supposed to have another meeting and go sit down.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we didn't even get into that. So when I first decided that I wanted out, right? What happened was I had went to the parking lot. We all hang out at the parking lot. I went with a couple of my guys. I had like 3 people with me. And we went with a cameraman. We jumped out. We had like a Suburban. We jumped out of the joint. Everybody, it's like 2 parts of the parking lot. We on one side of the parking lot. They on the other side of the parking lot, shaking them. So I'm like probably like 30 feet away from them. But I'm not thinking nothing because I'm like, you know what? As soon as we got out the truck, I didn't immediately go over there to them because we were smoking. I'm like, let's finish this little clip. Then we go walk over and greet the homies and shit. Smoking for like 5 minutes. As I'm walking over there, I start seeing like people whispering and Sheik on the car. Like, so the niggas I'm with, they're like, yo, why these niggas acting like that? What the fuck going on? And what people don't know is like me and Sheik, we would like take off breaks from each other sporadically throughout this whole shit because just like, and I have to use this term, brothers fight. You know what I mean? Like, especially younger brothers and big brothers. Like, it's a common thing. It happens like regularly. So we would disagree, and I would like not come to the studio for weeks and end up coming back, and he'd be like, you know what? I respect you coming back, and I respect your view on things because like regardless of what happens, you always have that same view. Like, nah, we got to work this out. We got to make it happen. You're like, nah, I respect you for that.
Right.
Because that was always my thing. Like I said, I was a team player. So when I seen Luz doing all that and people acting crazy, and then we seen Chuck come over, and then my old manager came over. He like, yo, why you ain't say it was you? I'm like, why ain't say it was me? I'm like, who the fuck else would jump out with a cameraman with a D-block chain on? I'm like, come on, what type of shit y'all on?
Right.
As soon as he said that, it made me uncomfortable. I'm like, you know what, matter of fact, yo, we out of here, man. We jumped in the truck and we bounced. And then I end up going to the lab. And when I got to the lab, you know, they got a camera. Like, so, like if you've never been to the lab, it's crazy to explain. It's like in a industrial area. You walk up the stairs. Before you even enter the door, it's a camera there. So they have to unlock this door, walk you to the next door, unlock that door, and unlock the next door.
Right.
So the camera, they see me. I'm knocking on the door, nobody answered the door. I'm calling my old manager, nobody picking up. I call Sheik, nobody picking up. But I see niggas' cars outside. So I'm standing out there for like 20 minutes, nobody pick up, and I'm calling. I'm like, okay, niggas on some other shit. So, not to throw Big Mike in this shit, throw him in the fire, but my nigga, I fuck with you, but you already know what it is. The nigga, I go down, we leaving, the nigga Big Mike coming up the stairs, and at this time, I kind of like had some shit going with Big Mike because some shit that was going on. I found out that he was hitting Luch off for money for mixtapes that we was doing with him, and he wasn't hitting me off, so I had some shit going with him. I'm like, nigga, I ain't gonna lie. I told him before that, I ain't gonna lie, no disrespect, but Mike know what it is. I told Mike he can't come to Yonkers no more, straight up. And he had told these niggas, like, yo, talk to him, because this nigga wildin' and all that. So I seen him, I'm like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. We ain't gonna talk about that right now. I just let that nigga walk past me, and I just went downstairs. And I came back to the lab like 2 days later, and I told P, I'm like, listen, P, I wanna talk to you. He's like, all right, come in. I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I don't wanna come in the lab. He's like, stop acting like that. I'm like, nah, bro, I don't wanna come in there, because I know at the end of the day, it's Sheik's lab, so I'm like, I don't wanna come in there. Like, yo, stop acting like that, come in. I came in, like, yo, P, I ain't gonna lie, I love you, my nigga. Like, I appreciate everything y'all niggas did for me. Like, trust me, I sincerely do. But I want off. I want no affiliation. I just want to be able to do my thing, and that's it. You know what I mean? Please respect that. And he like, listen, you ain't gotta say nothing to me. I already know what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you ain't gotta tell me. I already know. You good. He like, just give me a few hours already thing and get it taken care of for you. I'm like, cool. All right, so Now, in this situation, maybe I was impatient. Maybe I wasn't. Who knows? But after I explain it to you, it's for you to determine. So a week passed. Now, I don't care from him in a week. Only thing he has to do is call Sheik, draw up some paperwork, and release me from the label. You know what I'm saying? Week passed. I don't hear from him. I called him just to remind him, like, yo, don't forget about me. All right, cool. Another week passed. I don't hear from him. I had to reach out to him again. Yo, bro, don't forget about me. Like, get that done for me. All right, cool. Another week passed. I don't hear from him. I let it rock. Another week passed. Don't hear from him. I hit him. Yo, bro, what's going on? Yo, nah, man. Sheik's deal. He deals with the D-Block lawyer. He got to deal with it. I'm gonna tell him, and he gonna do it. I'm like, all right, cool. End of the day, a whole month passed. Month and a half passed. And now at this point, I'm feeling like they dicking me around. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, dog, y'all playing with me. It's different labels that's interested in giving me a bag. They trying to sign me, but I can't do nothing because y'all won't let me out of this contract. So I kept hitting
Sounds
him.
familiar.
Yeah, and he changed the number on me. I'm like, the number ain't the same. I'm like, this shit crazy. What the fuck going on?
Who changed the number on you?
SP. So I'm like, damn, the number ain't saying no more. Niggas ain't reaching out to me. I'm like, first of all, I shouldn't be having to reach out to you after a month because you know we done spoke about it already. Keep me posted. I appreciate that more than anything. So I won't be in the dark. That's the worst thing to be is in the dark. Like, just let me know what's going on. He don't let me know what's going on. Month and a half passed. And I got frustrated. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, listen, these labels are trying to give me money. I have to support my family. Y'all niggas ain't trying to help me.
Right.
You trying to hold me in this contract. Or y'all on some bullshit.
This is before or after you went to G-Unit?
That's right when I went to G-Unit. After that.
After that, you went to G-Unit.
That's when I started taking the meetings.
Are you still in the contract?
Nah.
Okay.
They
But
let you out?
that's what the beef was about though. Like I said, it's a misconception. A lot of people like, yo, he mad they ain't drop his album. No, they didn't let me out of my paperwork when I wanted to get out. And I said I understand it from a sense that I know they was like, yo, you know what? We helped this guy create a buzz. Even though we didn't drop an album and you know recoup any money from it, we helped him generate this buzz. Okay, I understand that. But you didn't make any money off of me, so it shouldn't really be an issue for you to release me. But the thing is, I don't think they wanted to release me and have to live with the possibility that another person might pick me up and I might be successful with them and people will view them like, yo, y'all had this nigga and y'all could have did this and y'all didn't do
You
it.
gonna go tell niggas secrets?
Who?
You.
Who secrets I told?
I'm
No,
just
you
saying.
could.
No,
yeah, yeah.
You could.
Yeah, but so anybody that you deal with can tell your secrets. So
Yeah,
you
but
gonna,
they're not dealing with anybody. They're dealing with you.
yeah,
Right.
but you gonna
And you
hold that
already got
against
a
a nigga
grudge.
that's got talent and you gonna try to
Yeah,
Now, once you
because
kill
But at the end of the day, they
all
might have
bets
felt
off.
emotional about it. You know what I mean? You might have created in the air where you didn't, you let so many things be unchecked that they figured this was what it is. So the minute that you decide, I'm tired of this shit, now they're feeling like,
It's like passive aggressive.
right, like,
He's already gotten rid of his manager. He was a kid. He was already set up for the prey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They already got rid of your manager. You too young to deal with these situations on your own.
Probably.
The setup is already, it's already there.
What year was it when you
without the lawyer being present.
You signed the contract without the lawyer.
I was just vulnerable at that point,
It was
and I-
all set. That's why I said when you say friends, brothers, I don't, you know.
What year was it when you
Businessman.
got out of your contract?
Man, it was probably like 3 years, 2 years from there, from at that point, because it's like what's even crazier.
After your career was
And I want
damaged.
everybody to please realize this and please understand what I'm saying. This is not me trying to paint them to look a certain way because, like I told you, they're great MCs. They who they are. They're legendary. We know who they are. It's just me telling my story and speaking the truth. And like I said, telling you guys what my perspective was at that point. But yeah, I forgot even my whole point for you saying that. But what was you saying?
I asked you what year was it that you got out the
Oh
contract?
yeah. It was
3
like
years later?
It was like 3 years later, 4 years later. And what's crazy is
3 or 4 years later from when?
from that
From that point,
me doing
after his career's over.
Okay.
So it was like this, right? My homie had got locked up for 20, you know what I'm saying? And he was in the feds. And he was locked up with Jimmy Henchman, right? He was telling Jimmy Henchman, you know, they had a conversation and he was telling him where he's from, he's from Yonkers or whatever the case be. He was telling them, you know, that was his homie and all that. He was like, damn, they, you know, I ain't gonna hold you. They kind of got your boy jammed up. He like, what you talking about? He like, and you know, and I took a meeting with Jimmy Henchman before I got with them. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of skeptical about taking that because his whole involvement with the Pac thing, but that's another
Right.
story. But
Right.
they like, yo, they got your boy jammed up. They telling anybody, if anyone try to sign him, they're gonna sue him because he's still on the contract with him. So they're not really trying to let him move. He's like, what? So I got that information like a long time. It's something that I already knew though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, it was different people from different DVDs and radio stations telling me different stuff like, yo, I'm not trying to like mess my relationship up with them by playing something for you. You cool, I rock with you and all that. But it's like, I got the word not to do this and all that.
Blackballed.
I'm like,
So where is it now?
Blackballed.
Now I'm out of it, but it took me so long to get out of that space. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't help also with the mentality that I had and everything that I was doing. So I contributed to me being stuck in that hole for as long as I was with my actions.
You think you would have got released sooner if you didn't go to G Unit?
Probably. You know what I'm saying? But I was kind of impatient because, like I said, I was dealing with a lot, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm the age that I was and having to like face the reality that my mom's is sick. You know, it's a lot dealing with someone with autism.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like the cops is at my house like 2 times a week because she wilding. You know, like it's a lot of different stuff. And I'm like, man, this is just, it's crazy. And the whole time, Kiss's baby mother is my mom's, matter of fact, Kiss's baby mom's aunt is my mom's best friend. So during this whole beef, or quote unquote beef drama, she's at my house. You know what I'm saying? Like she's hearing different stuff like, yo, Kiss put money out on your head and all this shit. Because there was a whole bunch of stuff going on. My mom's jumped out on Kiss with his baby mom's aunt, jumped out on his block and was like, yo, I heard you got money on my son. I'm like, yo, mom, I heard about that. I'm like, yo, mom, what's wrong with you? What are you doing? Like,
Right.
she like, what? She like, nigga, what are you talking about what I'm doing? I'm like, yo, you can't be doing nothing like that. You bugging now. You can't do that. Like we done went through all type of stuff, man. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
You know how, did anyone in the South ever tell you like how popular you was and how much money? Yo, this kills me. I'm sorry. I see this so many times. You know that you went multi-platinum in the South? Like multi-platinum.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how nobody told these dudes.
For those that ain't figure it out
You
yet.
sold millions in the South, like Virginia, North Carolina.
Bigga had a whole operation out of town.
No, I
For those that's why he be telling these artists like, yo, you ain't know how popular.
Niggas don't love me. I kind of didn't even know how big the whole
you
movement
sold
was.
millions. No, you was the hottest shit. Like D-Block, that whole shit, which you was a major part of. That was the. I don't even understand this.
Yeah, shit crazy.
You know, these little numbers that you talk about. A CD sold for $10. You could have made it for 10 cents back then.
Right.
A D-Block CD was guaranteed. In those little towns in the South, soon as y'all dropped, that was guaranteed about 3,000-4,000 sales. Off top.
Not saying that.
Off
crazy,
top.
But DJs used to tell me, not even talking
Off
crazy.
top. And
They
that's
used to be
one
like, listen,
town.
bro, I'm not gonna lie. DJs tell me, this is not me talking crazy. I swear, please don't take it like that. But DJs be like, listen, man. We do our mixtapes. We ain't trying to drop nothing without no D-Block freestyle.
No.
Like, straight up, man. Like straight. We used to wait for y'all to drop anything. And
Dudes
that's
living
what it
in
was.
mansions off of D-Block.
So what I will say is this though. I learned a lot from them. You feel me?
I'm just, you know.
You see
Dudes
what I'm
living
saying?
down the block from Teddy Riley off of D-Block.
You dig what I'm saying though?
Dipset.
I learned a lot from them though. You know what I mean? On the flip side of things, like looking at things from a different perspective. Like,
So where you at with it now?
okay, so
The
like,
ultimate question.
right now, what I learned from them, and then to get into that, but it's like the mentality that I have when I get on the track with anybody. I learned that from them. They like, yo, I don't care if you're on the track with us, anybody. Like your whole mentality has to be murder everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they told me from the jump. They like, listen, we want you to be better than us. You know what I'm saying? So you have to adopt this mentality every time that you get on the track. And they
You might have got too good at that.
They taught me to be grounded also. You know what I mean? Like, stay humble. That's a big part of why I move the way I move now. I'm never no nervous nigga, because I done seen these niggas at the heights of their career do things that a lot of these artists don't do. Smack dead in the middle of the hood, no security, just chilling, just getting the love and respect. you know what I mean, organically from the people. So I always seen that and admired that. I'm like, you know what? I got to move like that.
Right.
So that's part of what I learned from them. But as far as like where I'm at today, after I started my independent movement, I dropped a couple independent projects. I dropped the album with Yuck Mouth from the Loonies called Savages. We had a deal with Empire. We dropped it.
How did that work out?
Man, that's the big homie.
Yeah, Yuck. Shout out to Yuck.
Yeah, shout out to Yuck Mouth. Yeah,
Yuck, what up, man? What's up, man?
Nah, he with it. I spoke to him about that.
Yeah.
He with it.
Definitely.
I met Yuck a long time ago, like battling in Miami. I was like on Collins roasting somebody, and he was like on the side listening, and I didn't even know he was listening. After the joint, we spoke, and a couple of years later, he reached out to me to get on a project of his, and I got on a song, and I ended up getting him on a song. He ended up getting me on another project. Then I'm like, you know what? Yeah, we should do a mixtape together. And him being from the Bay, you know, they heavy with the independent shit.
Right.
He like, nigga, screw a mixtape, nigga. I'm gonna show you how the Bay do it, nigga. Let's drop an album. We can get this bag. We go somewhere to a label, and you know what I mean, get a check.
Yeah, fact.
So I'm like, all right, bet. We start working on the album. It's called Savages. We start working on it. We got like 80% of it done. Then I went over to Cali. We finished the rest of it. We shot like 3 videos. Did a joint with Keek the Sneak. Had me out there in Oakland. You know what I mean? Chilling, getting super duper love. We went to LA, shot the video in the limo, riding out through LA, hanging out the joint. Felt like Pac out there. Like, you know what I mean? No disrespect. But yeah, it was like, it was real nice. And he always just showed me love. And he like really educated me on the independent game. You know what I'm saying? And he really like guided me and pointed me in a different direction as far as like letting me know, you know, all the things that you could accumulate on the independent side of things, you know what I'm saying? So I had to tip my hat to him because this was at a time when a lot of people wasn't really rocking with me, you know what I mean? Because when I left these dudes, I'm not gonna hold you, like, it was a couple of niggas that, I'm not gonna say turned their back because I don't want to have that victim mentality, but it's out of 100% of people, like I say 60% of people started acting a different way than they was when I was out here buzzing.
Right.
Because I could tell you everybody, any artist you name that's somebody, I didn't have them hit me up and somewhat show praise. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm talking about the biggest artist. That's why I feel the way I feel this day. Everyone that I look up to and that I grew up admiring then told me I was hot. Everybody except the people that's dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I seen all this stuff, just from being around people, when I seen how things switched, when I decided to make a decision that was best for me, I'm like, oh yeah, it's fake out here. Even though I should have known anyway, because it's an industry.
Right.
But I'm like, damn, it's like, I'm really thinking they rock with me, but I should have been thinking like, yo, they knew these dudes for longer, so it's no way that they're gonna be like, yo, what? They cool, but you cool too, but I'm gonna just keep it cool with both of y'all. It ain't gonna work like that.
Right. Did you ever try to get your music back from them?
Yeah, Luce told me anything that you made over here, you ain't leaving with it. And that's
when was that conversation?
I told him that I wanted my song.
Was it the same time you said you went
right
to the
when I was
office?
leaving.
Oh, so this is years ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
But you didn't mention the money, the 60,000?
Nah, man.
Hey,
like,
but just look, man.
But you know what's crazy? Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah.
You gotta
talk loud.
It was because he was young too. Because if you think about it, they signed you, invested money and time.
Right.
Nobody could walk away from a contract without being bought out at that time.
Right,
When you're
right.
young, not thinking about it. You're like, I want to be out.
Yeah.
But they like, nigga, we spend money to get you here. We got you hot. We got you produced this and that. You
Yeah.
can't walk away.
Right,
You go to another label, they gotta buy you the fuck out.
Yeah, that's a fact.
On some business shit, but being young, you just like, give me my
Let
shit.
me out, nigga. You ain't
Right.
making
The
real money.
60,000 you kept is my
I
buyout.
ain't talking about that. Business wise.
Because you don't know what they spent to make the album.
Yeah, if you got swings
Yeah.
and
We didn't even produce the album though, so it couldn't have been
Exactly.
that.
The album never came
I said
out.
we didn't even produce the final product of the album.
Oh, that doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything. That doesn't mean anything.
But me
Songs
knowing,
on
I
there.
know we didn't spend no money on the album because we had our own personal studio.
Look, if the bread was specifically because of his
It was his
situation.
first family, yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna
Come
tell
on,
you
now.
exactly. Listen, I'm gonna tell you
Again.
exactly what the budget was. The first album with Universal, I had a $350,000 budget to make the album, and all that other type of stuff. The next album, the next budget with Koch was for $200,000. We didn't do anything anything. With the most we got was some T-shirts and flyers.
So what happened?
That ain't
with that
$18,000.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We went to Miami with like 1,000 shirts, 5,000 flyers. That's not no 18 grand. You feel me? We didn't even do no videos. So it's like, where that money went?
Wait up.
That's what
So
it-
that
that's what it
money,
counts
so they
for.
got 350,000 for make an album for you?
Yeah, but it was never produced, so I'm not saying that they got to keep that 3,
Oh, okay.
but that's what the budget was.
But that was the budget.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a.
So the
it
60
wasn't a
grand
pay
got
and play-
nothing to do with that.
Pay and play situation.
I just think that me looking at things now, like looking at things from a realistic standpoint. Like I said, now I know what my position really was. I co-founded this establishment. Back then, I wasn't looking at it like, yo, you know what? You should actually embrace that role as a co-founder, because I knew they wasn't giving me that position anyway. Because I'm a young nigga, they not about to be like, nigga, yeah, that's you co-founder.
Right.
No, nigga, you young, you gullible. You gonna do what we tell you to do. You know what I'm saying? We've been in this game already. We've been in this shit for years. You gonna soak up whatever we telling you, and that's exactly what went down. You know what I'm saying?
Have you made peace with it?
Yeah,
Are you at peace with everything?
I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci like the nigga with the ice cream on his face, man. You know what I'm saying?
What advice would you give the younger you today?
Man, just look at things from every angle. Be patient. You have to communicate. You know what I'm saying? Speak your mind and don't hold on to things, and don't let things pile up. And you have to attack them as soon as they present themselves. Not people. I'm just saying like obstacles. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Situations.
Situation. Right.
Shy, are you at peace with where it is and how it shook out?
You know, to be honest, I don't got nothing to complain about. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I didn't really have too many bad contracts. Like I didn't have those type of issues. A lot of my issues came from my personal life and not dealing with that. So it transferred over into my career. So it's like being that I was just caught up in the madness, that took away from the focus and the dedication to what's right. I think for me, what I would tell my younger self, I would just be like, growth is optional. You know what I'm saying? Change is inevitable. Growth is optional.
Right.
So change is gonna happen, and whether you grow from it or not, it's up to you. So that would be that.
When
like
you
I said-
did the post on the thing, I just want to mention, because that was emotional for me. I remember that day. My brother hit me and he was like, I need you to look online right now. And I looked online and you was on there crying and saying what you were saying.
Which one?
I think you was getting ready to get locked up.
Oh yeah, see that thing was crazy.
That was
because,
emotional for a lot of brothers. You know, where was you at? You know, with that?
honestly, I was actually like,
Because I wanted to help you.
I was just
I
aware
didn't know
of
what to
space,
do.
and I was already out on bail for another crime, and it was like at that moment I just found out that someone had passed away in the situation. Because you know, in the heat of things go down. It was so fast, everything was moving so fast that when I finally found out that I was responsible for life, I was like, damn, this thing is over. And I lost my phone, I lost my watch, everything in the situation. So I'm like, yo, how do I even get in touch with anybody before this go down? Because it's like I ain't have no really place to run. That wasn't gonna happen. When you're dealing with a body and it's another level of hunting. You know what I'm saying? It's another level of, so I went to the social media to say, yo, you know what? This is a way that I can contact my family and friends and say, yo, listen, they might get me in this time, but yo, I'll be on Raggers Island. Come, you know what I mean? And
I want to
that's
say
that.
this too. This is something I saw. I look in your face when you made that post. It's not the same face now. You went from a child to something totally different. Man, I mean, I don't know if you want to speak about that.
Well,
but
what happens is
that was, for real dudes. I saw that.
At first, I didn't realize the seriousness of it, right? And I didn't realize that I stopped generations. Like one incident stopped generations for that man's family to be. He'd never have kids, grandkids, and so on and so on. And it was like prison and the programs in prison helped me realize the damage that I caused. You know what I'm saying? And it was only until I realized the damage that I caused that I started to have empathy.
Right.
And lost selfishness to be like, yo, I was always me, oh, I'm in jail, and da 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 da. And I was still at this point referring to him as a victim. the victim, the victim, the victim. And then it was just like, what do you mean?
weren't personal.
What you mean? He got a name.
Right.
What you gonna go and tell him the pro board the victim? You ain't going home. You tell him that. You better learn empathy, and you better learn these rules, and you better learn this. And yo, honestly, that's what did it. And then it just clicked on, and I said, yo, you know what? I remember being in court getting sentenced, and the family spoke. And they was just like, yo, all we ask, we don't wish no evil on you. We just ask that you become conscious and never to do what you did again. And I remember that, and I said, you know what? I owed him that, and I owe that man that. So I represent for myself. I represent for, Mr. Felipe Oleas and his family as well. You know what I'm saying? They never tried to sue me. They never made it a thing about that. You know what I mean? They didn't want that. They just wanted me to be conscious and aware of the damage that I caused.
Salute. Salute.
Is it weird that like I kind of like, not saying like that, but I'm kind of glad things transpired the way they did. And I say that because it made me the person that I am today. Like my whole ideology on things was totally different than what it was when I was that age. You know what I'm saying? Now I view things totally different. Like the way I act is totally different. The things that I'm into, everything is just different. I appreciate different things more, and like I'm able to rationalize and just do different things. Like it just made me a totally different person. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's why I asked you both, are you at peace now?
I'm definitely at peace. Like right now, the things that I'm doing, I'm back to painting, I'm back to drawing, selling pieces. I have a non-for-profit organization called the BIGGA Foundation that I created in memory of my mother who died from cancer. We every weekend we feed the homeless. You know what I'm saying? We have different drives on different quote unquote holidays. We donate to women's shelters in Charlotte, North Carolina. Like you know what I mean? We speak to troubled youth, and we spend time with cancer patients as well. So it's like I got 2 published books out right now. You know what I'm saying? I have a spoken words album out right now. It's like so I'm doing different things that I really wanted to do when I was with them, but I wasn't able to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you don't live with regrets. You don't regret nothing that happened because it made you who you are now.
The only thing that I would say that I come close to regretting is that's the way that I handle things. You know what I'm saying? Even though I felt that I was justified with doing what I did, I could have handled it differently. You know what I'm saying? Like the dragging and chain didn't have to happen. You know what I'm saying? Even if I felt the way I felt, that didn't have to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But there's blessings and lessons, so it all evens out.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once you learn the lesson,
Then that's where the
It becomes
that's
a
where the
blessing.
gold is at. And
And
sometimes
don't
you have
teach
to
it to
go
the kid.
through it
Right.
to get that jewel.
what's the name of the joint y'all did?
Oh, we got a joint called Get Back right now. It's produced by my dude Klepto. We just released it 2 days ago.
somebody
We
ain't
shooting
got
a
it
video
right now?
tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we got a
Well,
whole
tonight
album
too,
coming
because
out.
we gonna go outside and throw it
So
on.
you heard,
Get back.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
We got a whole album coming out. So be on the lookout for that.
Absolutely.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the single is off of.
Yeah.
So
Dope.
What's the title of the album?
it's untitled right now.
that a
No
bitch?
doubt. Yeah.
Title.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna say yo, it's just it's
Right.
untitled.
No. If it's undecided, that's one thing. If you had it, you just wouldn't tell us after this. But you ain't thought,
You
okay.
got to get to it, because I mean, I just think it should be something that represents both of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
I'm
as long
not
as
rushing
it's
you.
that, know
I'm
what
not
saying?
rushing
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
But you let us know when you.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
You ever saw that movie Kids?
Yes, actually, it did say that. That's actually was a good movie. That's
And-
dope. I mean, there was the Killer Kids from Queens. R.I.P. Shy. Got to give Shy from Queensbridge a shout out.
Right.
Word up. Killer Kids.
But the title of it, Fool You, that was a real adult movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that might be it. You might have coined it. The Kids. You ever watched The Kids?
Nah.
I'm gonna send it.
Look.
Yes, dude. Yeah,
There
that's
you
a
go.
blessing. Appreciate it.
Alley oop.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I see what's going on.
Yeah.
Yo, J Hood. Ciao. We out.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.